Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F1 22. We're here for PSGL again. Don't even ask me the round. We're here for Spain, Catalonia, and yeah, I was kind of looking forward to this race. It was nice to have a switch up of track. Spain's not an awful track. I definitely preferred it on the older games. 21 was nice, 20 was nice. The curbs here are a bit dodgy, especially the sausage curbs. They're just a pain, to be honest. You need to be so precise with how you place your car. But yeah, I was looking forward to it. It's nice just to be league racing again for the last few weeks on a not extremely casual level, not an extremely pressurising level, just enjoying racing in general. But yeah, so I can't remember what the pace was like heading into this. I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was fantastic. I think it was good. I'm pretty sure PB was a 7-7, and we're doing consistent 8s and 9s. 9s? So yeah, we're looking for a hopefully top 5 result, as we usually do. But yeah, it's not been a great season. It's been a fairly rocky road, to say the least. It's been up and down, whether that be out of our own or not. It's generally just not been great. But we're on our first Q1 lap here. 0.0 split as we go slightly deep into this left-hander. It's not an amazing split, but it'll do. As we have a big snap, and you can see the lap you've watched so far has not been extremely clean as we come around the final chicane. Quite a nice chicane this game. When you get it right, it's quite satisfying. We now come around final corner. What's going to be? It's a 16.46, and I already believe that's not going to be enough. P4 usually it's not enough. But yeah, P8 at the end of those runs, and I didn't think that would see us safely through. So we're going to have to do another run in Q1, which is quite annoying as we go through turn 1. I was struggling with turn 1 throughout the whole session in qualifying. And we clip the grass there, and that loses about 300s. So you can see it's not looking great so far in Sector 1. A 0.5, which is not ideal at all. We're now going through this long right-hander. And we're still 400s down, now going through this left. Very tight, get it down to third gear, and make sure you get it rotated. And we finally gain some time on our delta. Now through this corner is extremely hard to nail. If you do it well, you can gain a lot of time, and we do it well. And that's us gained 400s, 300s up now on the dash, half a tenth. And you couldn't see, but the car was definitely on ice through that long right. We're now 0.98 split as we finally find the apex through that corner. We don't actually gain that much time though. Minimum apex speed not looking great. This was the corner we lost a lot of time previously on our lap before, and you can see we've gained a lot of time through there. We were a little bit wide on entry to the chicane, but we somehow still managed to get it tucked in to that left-hander. We lose a little bit of time, but nevertheless, we don't need an amazing lap here. We just need to put it together. That's 800s up, and that's a 3.6 up to line, and that'll see us safely through to Q2. And yeah, laps like those, you don't really need anything special. You usually just need a very marginal gain, half a tenth to a tenth, so it's usually just drive the same lap you did before and you'll gain time. So yeah, definitely not a bad lap, not a great lap though, as if it was a great lap it would be pole. So yeah, heading to Q2, we will have used 2 sets of tyres in Q1, so that's going to kind of put us on the back foot, which is low-key annoying, I'm not going to lie. It's never ideal, but we'll see what we can make of it. Finishing our first lap on used tyres in Q2. I'm usually fairly decent on used tyres as we put it top of the timings. And yeah, used tyres are usually my thing. Maybe it's all those tyre runs I done during esports when I wasn't driving. I'm just good at driving on worn tyres, clearly. But now we come to the end of our second Q2 run. This was on a fresh set. Going through this last sector. I quite enjoy this last sector when you get it right. Feels very nice. Coming up to this long right. Do that very well actually. Now through the chicane. Can we do this well? We get that tucked in nicely, and that was a fairly good chicane. Little twitch on the exit, but nothing too crazy. 4 tenths up. What's going to be up to the line? It's a 0.15 ahead of Max Whistle. We go into the garage and it is, yeah, I don't know, it's P6, 1.5, and it's a tenth off the cutoff, which you would imagine you would need to go out. So we're going to go out. We thought that we'd have to go out. There's not a great chance that will be through, to be honest. That's about, yeah, a tenth off the cutoff isn't great. Never ideal. So we're now halfway through our Q2 final run. We're 200s down actually. And then going through here we have a little bit of a wobble, and that is going to be the end of our Q2. So now we just need to sit and pray, to be honest. And yeah, we didn't even get close to getting knocked out. P7, which is really unusual. I didn't really understand that, but you know, the game's the game. That's how it goes. But now we're in the exciting part of qualifying. We're in Q3. This is the part that everyone loves. This is the part I enjoy the most. Q1 and Q2 are quite lackluster, and it's almost just get your lap and get through. But Q3 is about having fun and putting a good lap in. So here we go. Let's hope we can put a good lap in. We've been struggling all quali to really find a rhythm. I wasn't feeling great today, but let's see how it goes. Going down the start-finish straight now, you don't really hit much of a top speed down here as you're running so much downforce at this track. It is a very windy track. But going into turn 1 now, what can we do? Braking at that patch in the ground. 5th gear, then taking a lot of curb here up to 6th. This is just isn't flat. We lift off to keep the car tight. We're now about 200s up, but that isn't a used tyre set. It's only a 9-4 split, not ideal for a sector. Up to 5th gear now through this long right. We don't really use all the track in the left now through this downhill left. We do this fairly well, getting the car rotated very nicely on the throttle. This next corner, as I said, if you nail it, there's a lot of time to be found, and we miss it a little bit. That's about half a tenth gone through that corner. Now that through this long right, we missed that apex as well. That's about another 300s gone, so we're about a tenth off what we could ideally be doing right now. It's a 0.7 split. This last sector, we don't really get it tucked in well there. 4th gear, 5th gear, then we're revving out through this long right-hander, down to 5th, up to 5th. Through this next corner, can we clip that nicely? Yes, we can. It's been a good last sector so far, but then we go a little bit wide, miss that apex. We get the second one very nicely done, but yeah, as you can see, I am not very happy, and it has not been an ideal lap. P7 provisionally, and a lot of time to be found there. We lost about minimum half tenth in the first, a tenth in the middle, and then about probably another half tenth in the last. So that's about 2 tenths. Easy tenth in it, but you know, that's my fault. That was just one of those laps that just didn't really come to me, to be honest, and I guess that's what happens. I just wasn't really in the rhythm or quality, especially through turn 1 and 2. But yeah, we've got a race ahead of us. It is very difficult to overtake at Catalonia, so our eyes are set on this start. If we can get a good start, maybe even just gain 1 position, that might make a race that whole lot easier throughout these next 33 laps. We've got 5 red lights, and away we go. Do we get a good start compared to the cars around us? Get a very good start compared to Philip Preschneider, and we're going to be alongside him going into turn 1. Can we get anything done? We're going to try and go round outside. Hopefully this is the line you want to be taking. We do go round outside. We might be able to get Andrew Tarabukin while we're at it. Otis is off the track. He nearly puts us in the gravel as he has a little bit of a wiggle there. And it looks like we've got Philip Preschneider. That's us up into P8, but let's see if we can attack Otis Lawrence. We take a defensive line into here as they're about 3 wide behind us. I don't really know if that's going to end well, and we're still taking a bit of a defensive line. You never know what these drivers are going to do in this tier. League racing is definitely an interesting one at the moment. But yeah, still lap 1. We're going through this tricky section now, just behind Otis Lawrence. Dirty air is very difficult to follow in around here, and when the car's loaded up with fuel like it is now, and hard tyres, it's not great. But you've got Otis Lawrence on the attack of Andrew Tarabukin. He's going to try and go round the outside of Andrew. He's probably got the better line than Andrew. Round the outside is actually very nice round there, and he makes that move stick. And next up is Andrew now, as Otis has overtaken him. Andrew, I'm pretty sure he's an F2 driver, so see what he's made of as he goes extremely slowly through that chicane, and we hit him. But we move on to lap 17. I could have showed you the whole of that stint, but literally nothing happened. We got a few times where we got close to Andrew, But yeah, there's really not much we can do. It's just so hard to follow, so hard to get a move on, not enough straights. But yeah, about 3-4 cars ahead of us all pit. Actually, everyone pits. I think that's like 5 or 6. So yeah, the best option we can do then is go long. And to be honest, when I saw them all pit, I thought to myself, that is a gift of a position, because there's no way all of them will be able to keep pace when they're all bunched up like that. So if we just do a tidy in-lap now, use all of our battery, we could be undercutting 1 or 2 cars here. So let's see what we can do. It needs to be a tidy lap though. We cannot have too many major mistakes. The better this lap is, the easier it's going to be for this overcut, as we already miss an apex. So talking about having a good lap, and it's not going ideal. But let's see what we can do. As you can see, we've already used about 50% of our battery. We have a really good corner there. And we're just using this battery everywhere we can. Really pushing as much as we can. You can see Max Whistle's dropped back by a second. That's how much we are pushing on this lap. This is proper pace. This is almost quali lap type of pushing. We have a 0.4 split. We're green in both sectors, which again just indicates how much we are pushing on this lap through the last sector. Again, we don't want to make too many mistakes. We do want to keep it fairly under limit, but it is a push lap at the end of the day. So let's see what we can do. The overcut is not really favoured around this track, but coming into the pits, we're going to see if we can make it work. A bit of a slow pit entry there, but I just wanted to be safe and going down the gears into the pit box. We're going to be putting on the medium tyre as we take a nice drink out of our McLaren water bottle. But yeah, getting the medium tyres on. Hopefully this can work. If this does work, we will also have 1 lap fresher medium tyres. So the overcut is just a win-win. If you can pull off the overcut, always do it. But let's see where we are compared to the cars around us. Coming out the pit lane now, where are we going to be? We've got Nico Longe just behind us. And for Fabrizio Donoso, he was 2 cars ahead of us when we were coming out the pit before the pit window. There it is. But we've got such cold tyres that he's going to be able to glide round outside of us. There's really not much we can do about him. But we've got Andrew Tarabukin. He's on our main list to defend. He's got much warmer tyres than us, so we're going to be defending for this whole middle sector, trying to make sure he stays behind us. We're defending inside. He surprisingly does not go for the move. Really thought he was going to go for it there, but he does not go for it. So made it fairly easy for us, and we move on to 29 now. And you can see, I don't know what happened with Andrew. I think they just fell off the pace. I think they just couldn't stick with the pace we were doing. And as you can see, it's getting very feisty up ahead. Nico Longe and Otis Lawrence really fighting it out for that 4th position spot. But yeah, we are in the fight for P4 here. So it's been a good race. Starting P9, we could be fighting for P4 here if all goes well. So let's see what we can do. Round the final chicane now. I think we were running a lot more downforce in our cars as something happens to Fabrizio Donoso, and I believe he's actually lagged out. So that's an easy overtake for us. At the time I didn't know, and I kept it on the battery. But now, 32. We're all over the back of Otis Lawrence. You can see we've got a decent amount of ERS, but again, we're running a lot of wing on this car, so it's going to make it really difficult to get the move done on Otis. But let's see what we can do. We're going to have to be pretty audacious. I don't think we'll be able to get him into turn 1. As I said, dirt air is too strong, and I just won't be able to get the run, especially with these high wings. So coming round this final corner, we're going to see what we can do. Using the battery, Otis is flashing, we're flashing as well. We're going to dart to the left hand side, try and go for a move in Otis, but he does not leave enough space, and we've been spun down to P10. And yeah, very much not ideal from us, and that's the end of our race. Make of that of what you will, that move. I think Otis really didn't leave him enough space. He was also gliding over to the left in the braking zone. I didn't report it just because I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. I'm not really that fussed about this championship anymore. But yeah, make of that what you will. I don't think he really left enough space. It would be nice if he did leave more space, but I thought I'd go for moves like that more often than not, as we quickly end our stream, as you can see. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I stream these races every Wednesday at 7 PM on my Twitch, which is my name. And see you guys for next round, which is Spa. Adios.